guys, what's good? Okay, so this is the look that I filmed for you guys. I wanted to do a really neutral eye, and I went ahead and paired it with a couple different lips at the end of the video to show y'all that it can go with whatever y'all choose. What else do I say in an intro? So yeah, let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna start off with setting spray. I'm just gonna set my face first. Oh shit. I'm gonna go in with my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This is in the shade 105, and I'm gonna mix it with my Laura Mercier foundation in Cream Ivory, and I'm just gonna mix those together, and that's gonna be my foundation shade today. Okay. I'm just going to take a beauty blender. Make sure it's damp when you use it, or else it's not going to blend your foundation as well as you want. And make sure with any foundation you wear, you want to drag it down your neck so everything is matching. Now the trick with the beauty blender, you really want to make sure to pounce it in the skin as much as you can. That's going to be the trick to having a really flawless looking foundation. So, just a little tip. Oh crap, I forgot to put primer on. Alright, now onto eyebrows. I'm just going to be using some powder to fill in my brows. And you want to make sure to use an angled brush. That's going to be the best tool to use if you're wanting natural looking brows. So first, I just like to start at the top of my brow and give it an outline. And you want to make sure to use light pressure whenever you do this, or else your eyebrows are going to look too dark. Now on the front of the brows, I always like to give it the outline on the bottom. I never do the top outline on the front of my brows, just because if I do that, then they're going to look too boxy. So what I do is, after I give it the outline on the bottom, I just kind of push the product upwards and follow the natural hair growth of your eyebrows. And you can use any brow powder that you're wanting to. Right now I'm using an eyeshadow out of the Morphe 350 palette. It's just a dark brown eyeshadow. Okay, to start off with the eyes, I'm going to use, I don't know what this is, or who this is. Okay, this is by Crown Beauty. Now this is kind of like the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils. This is just in the white shade, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on the lid. And this is just going to be our base, so you don't have to have it super perfect. Just make sure it's all over where you're wanting to have your white eyeshadow. Okay, and then I just blend it out with any brush. Okay, and after that, you want to set that area with any white shadow. I'm just going to be using the 350 in palette from Morphe, and I'm just going to be using that white shadow right there. And to do that, I'm going to use a flat brush, now this is going to be the best to pack on any color. If you use too fluffy of a brush, it's just going to put the powder everywhere. I'm not good at explaining things.
Okay, now I'm going into the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now using a fluffy synthetic brush, I'm going to pick up this warm neutral shade right here. I think it's called Blonde.
Now when you're blending this out, just try to use windshield wiper motions, or you can just try to move it in circular motions, whichever works best for you. Now I'm just going to keep adding until I get to the intensity of my liking. Now I'm taking a different fluffy brush. This has more of a tip to it. I'm going to pick up a darker shade, not that much though, because I want to keep the eyes pretty neutral. So I'm just going to add a little bit in the crease. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my flat brush and I'm going to pick up Verver out of the same palette, and I'm going to place that on the lid space where the white shadow was. Now this is just going to help intensify the lost color that we kind of went over with our crease shades. I'm also going to use that same color as a brow highlight. Now what I do is, as soon as I dip it into the Verver, I like to use the most product at the very arch of my brow, and then I just kind of blend it on the other sides. Okay, now I'm going to put some concealer on. This is from Maybelline. That's the Instant Age Rewind. It's for dark circles. Now this is in the shade Neutralizer, and I basically just use this underneath my highlight that I'm going to use, and it's just going to kind of correct anything that is either dark or any red spots. You can also use this underneath your foundation if you would like. And I'm just going to use the Beauty Blender again. Okay, so now I'm going to go to contouring. This is just a Graftobian palette. This has, I'm trying to think what shade it is. This is the warm palette they have. I do believe they have a light and dark palette, and I think they also have a neutral palette as well. But I'm just going to use this shade right here to do my contouring. Whenever you're doing your highlight, the best way to find out where you want your dark areas is if you get from the top of your ear right here and just kind of drag it down. Oops, got it in my hair. I'm going to contour the nose. Now just remember, whenever you're doing your contouring and highlighting, always remember that the places you want to enhance more are the places you're wanting to highlight. And the places you're wanting shadow at, of course, you're going to want to do the contouring. This is horrible. Okay, now I'm going in with my MAC Prep and Prime. This is in Light Boost. Whoa. And I just like to use a triangular shape underneath my eyes. And I also bring it right on the edge of my nose contour. And I also just do a little line down the middle. Forehead. And also, if you have any contour that went down lower than you like, I like to just clean it up a little bit with this as well. Use me. Aight, cool. You know, it would be awesome if you went to go get me something real quick. Please. Would you go get it? Oh, I almost broke that. Thanks. You rock. Anyways, now I'm going to be using this is just a sample I got from Sephora. This is the Marula Pure Beauty Oil. Now what I do is I dip my eyeliner brush in there. And then I put it in my gel liner that I'm going to use. You can use any black gel liner. This is just the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is in the color Jet. You don't have to use the oil if your eyeliner is already pretty creamy, but mine was dried out, so I just like to put a little oil on there to make it creamy again. Now what I do with my eyeliner is I start from the very edge of my eye and I just... These baby hairs are driving me nuts! And then I just kind of connect it from the top, trying to make almost like a triangle. And then I just fill it in right here. Okay, after I do my gel liner, I still like to go back over it with liquid liner just so it can look super black. Okay. I don't know if y'all noticed, but this eyeliner over here is completely different from this eyeliner right here. But we can fix that. We can fix that. Oh wow, wow, wow. There's a sound you there. And then I just take a little bit of either concealer or foundation, whatever you choose, and I just kind of clean up the edges right here. Another good tip to use if you're first starting off with eyeliner is get tape and then just kind of tape it to the edge of your eye right here, and that's going to give you a really nice sharp wing. Now, the only thing with the tape is that you have to do your eyeliner and eye makeup before you do your foundation and everything, or else it's going to rip off your makeup. Okay, now to prevent creasing or your makeup sweating off, I like to use a little bit of translucent powder. I have two different options. Either you can get the cheaper one at Walmart or any CVS, Walgreens, anything like that. This is called Airspun. They have 3 different colors, I believe, but this is translucent, so you could either use that, but today I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. One thing I will say about the Secret Brightening Powder is that it's not used for all over the face, just in the areas that you're wanting to look a little bit lighter. So I just barely kind of dust this underneath my eyes where I know it's going to crease. I also like to put a little bit of this on the bridge of my nose. Just like I said, you don't want to use too much of this or else it will look super noticeable. It's going to look super white in those areas. So that's whenever I do like to use my Airspun if I'm wanting to do a full coverage. Basically, I just like to use this all over my face to set everything before I put any more powders on. So, okay, so now I'm going to be using MAC's Give Me Sun bronzer, and I'm going to be using that with the MAC 135 brush. And I'm just going to now, before I do my blush, I like to put on my Sephora. These are the Sephora Luminous Drops. Now, this is in the shade Morning Light. And I just put a couple drops on the back of my hand. And then I just tap it on the very top of my cheekbones. And then I just blend it back out again with the Beauty Blender. Now for blush, I'm going to be using, modelcosmetics.com. I believe I got this in my Ipsy Glam bag a few months ago. Actually, it was in my mom's and I stole it. Thanks, Mom. Anyways, I'm going to take this on. This is also a crown brush. I got this at BeautyCon actually it was a year ago whenever I got this. And now I'm just going to put it on the apples of my cheeks. Okay, so now for mascara, I'm going to be using this one from L'Oreal Paris. You can use any mascara, doesn't really matter. And before we do the bottom mascara, I'm going to go back in with this first neutral shade we used out of the Anastasia palette and just kind of run this underneath the lower lash line. Alright, like I said, I'm using that same neutral shade that we used out of the Anastasia palette and just dragging it underneath the lash line. Now you can make this as intense as you want, I just don't want it too dark right now. And then I'm also going to put that same white liner we used. Flip it back to me. I'm going to use that same white eyeliner we used as our base. And I'm going to put this in my waterline. And that's just going to help open the eyes a little bit more, make it look a little bit more awake. I'm also going to tightline, but I'm going to use black this time. Okay, now time for a highlighter. Now I'm going to be using the Glow Kit. This is the That Glow. I think that's the name of it. That Glow Kit. Now before I dip my brush into the palette, I'm going to spray it with a little bit of Fix Plus. And I'm going to be using the top one right here. And I'm going to mix it with this one as well. Oh, my back hurts. Okay, now for lips, I'm going to give y'all a couple of different options to use. First, I'll show y'all the red. This is from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. This is in Red Rum. I'm just going to shake it first. Okay. This is in Stone. This is from MAC. Now the last one is going to be from Jeffree Star Cosmetics as well. This is the black one. I don't know what the name is called. It rubbed off of the tube. I said I was going to make a video that could go with any lip color. That's why I'm showing them so many different ones. Alright guys, so this is what I wanted. This is what I came up with actually. I decided to do a pretty neutral eye just so you could have other options to go with lip colors and go freaking crazy with whatever you wanted. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed, and just leave comments down below on what you would like to see next, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!